Analysis. Analysis. Analysis.
The detailed study or examination of something in order to understand more about it. The result of the study.
Statistical data analysis.
A detailed analysis of the data.
To perform, conduct an analysis.
A careful examination of a substance in order to find out what it consists of.
The blood samples are sent to the laboratory for analysis.
The results of a DNA sequence analysis.
You can ask for a chemical analysis of your tap water. A method of treating somebody with mental problems by asking them to talk about past experiences and feelings in order to try to find explanations for their present problems.
In analysis, the individual resolves difficult emotional conflicts.
Concept. Concept. Concept.
An idea or a principle that is connected with something abstract.
The concept of social class.
Helping students grasp abstract concepts such as leadership and teamwork.
Basic, fundamental, key, core concepts.
An idea for something new.
A novel, innovative concept.
An exciting new concept in city living.
A novel marketing concept.
Conclusion. Conclusion. Conclusion.
Something that you decide when you have thought about all the information connected with the situation.
We can safely draw some conclusions from our discussion.
He arrived at a different conclusion.
There is abundant evidence to support this conclusion.
The end of something, such as a speech or a piece of writing.
The conclusion of the book was disappointing.
After his death, his assistant completed chapters 9 and 10 and wrote the conclusion.
If we took this argument to its logical conclusion,
The formal and final arrangement of something official. The successful conclusion of a trade treaty.
Idea. Idea. Idea.
A plan, thought, or suggestion, especially about what to do in a particular situation.
It would be a good idea to call before we leave.
That's a great idea.
I've had a brilliant idea.
A picture or an impression in your mind of what somebody/something is like. The brochure should give you a good idea of the hotel. I had some idea of what the job would be like. This film changed the very idea of what an outer space movie could be. An opinion or a belief about something. The experiences that shaped her ideas. He has some very strange ideas about education. Her ideas on the family are pretty old-fashioned.
Imagination. Imagination. Imagination.
The ability to create pictures in your mind, the part of your mind that does this. A vivid, fertile imagination. He has no imagination. It doesn't take much imagination to guess what she meant. Something that you have imagined rather than something that exists. She was no longer able to distinguish between imagination and reality. Is it my imagination, or have you lost a lot of weight? The ability to have new and exciting ideas. His writing lacks imagination. With a little imagination, you could turn this place into a palace. We are looking for someone with ingenuity and imagination.
Intelligence. Intelligence. Intelligence.
The ability to learn, understand, and think in a logical way about things. The ability to do this well. A person of high, average, low intelligence. He didn't even have the intelligence to call for an ambulance. As a director, he tends to underestimate the intelligence of his audience. Secret information that is collected, for example, about a foreign country, especially one that is an enemy, the people that collect this information. The head of military intelligence. The collection of foreign intelligence. The director of national intelligence.
Knowledge. Knowledge. Knowledge.
The information, understanding, and skills that you gain through education or experience. Scientific knowledge and skills. Intimate, first-hand, basic knowledge. A thirst for knowledge. The state of knowing about a particular fact or situation. He denied all knowledge of the affair. She sent the letter without my knowledge. The film was made with the prince's full knowledge and approval. Information considered as a resource to be used and supplied in industry rather than producing goods. The shift toward a knowledge economy. Knowledge workers are driving our economy today. The emergence of consultancy as a knowledge industry.
Logic. Logic. Logic.
A way of thinking or explaining something. I failed to see the logic behind his argument. The two parts of the plan were governed by the same logic. Sensible reasons for doing something. Linking the proposals in a single package did have a certain logic. A strategy based on sound commercial logic. There is no logic in any of their claims. The science of thinking about or explaining the reason for something using formal methods. The rules of logic. Philosophers use logic to prove their arguments.
Notion. Notion. Notion.
An idea, a belief, or an understanding of something. A political system based on the notions of equality and liberty. She had only a vague notion of what might happen. He has no notion of the difficulty of the problem.
Perspective. Perspective. Perspective.
A particular attitude towards something, a way of thinking about something. A global perspective. A historical perspective may help us understand the issue. Recent events seem less serious when put into an international perspective. The ability to think about problems and decisions in a reasonable way without making them seem worse or more important than they really are. She was aware that she was losing all sense of perspective. Try to keep these issues in perspective. Talking to others can often help to put your own problems into perspective. The art of creating an effect of depth and distance in a picture by representing people and things that are far away as being smaller than those that are nearer the front. The artist plays with perspective to confuse the eye.
We learned how to draw buildings in perspective.
The tree on the left is out of perspective.
Philosophy. Philosophy. Philosophy.
The study of the nature and meaning of the universe and of human life. The philosophy of science. A professor of philosophy. A degree in philosophy. A particular set or system of beliefs resulting from the search for knowledge about life and the universe.
Buddhist Eastern Hindu philosophy.
The philosophy of Aristotle. The development of different philosophies. A set of beliefs or an attitude to life that guides somebody's behavior. Her philosophy of life is to take every opportunity that presents itself. A furniture maker's design philosophy.
Problem. Problem. Problem.
A thing that is difficult to deal with or to understand. Big, serious, major problems. She has a lot of health problems. Financial/social/technical problems. A question that can be answered by using logical thought or mathematics. Mathematical problems. To find the answer to the problem. The teacher set us 50 problems to do. Causing problems for other people or yourself. She was a problem child, always in trouble with the police. A new approach to problem drinking. 1 out of every 5 people is a problem drinker.
Reason. Reason. Reason.
A cause or an explanation for something that has happened or that somebody has done. He said no, but he didn't give a reason. She gave no reasons for her decision. I have no particular reason for doubting him. A fact that makes it right or fair to do something. They have reason to believe she is lying. We have every reason to feel optimistic. You have no reason to accuse him of laziness. The power of the mind to think in a logical way, to understand and have opinions, etc. Only human beings are capable of reason. To lose your reason. The conflict between faith and reason. To form a judgment about a situation by considering the facts and using your power to think in a logical way. She reasoned that she must have left her bag on the train. They couldn't fire him, he reasoned. He was the only one who knew how the system worked. They reasoned, correctly, that the enemy would not attempt an attack at night. To use your power to think and understand. The human ability to reason.
Reasoning. Reasoning. Reasoning.
The process of thinking about things in a logical way. Opinions and ideas that are based on logical thinking. What is the reasoning behind this decision? This line of reasoning is faulty.
Solution. Solution. Solution.
A way of solving a problem or dealing with a difficult situation. Attempts to find a solution have failed. To propose, offer, provide, develop a solution. To look for, seek a solution. An answer to a puzzle or to a problem. All the problems have solutions at the back of the book. The solution to last week's quiz is on page 81. She wrote the solution of the equation on the board. A liquid in which something is dissolved. An alkaline solution. Saline solution. Carbon dioxide in solution.
Theory. Theory. Theory.
A formal set of ideas that is intended to explain why something happens or exists. The theory of evolution/relativity. Scientific economic theory. The theories were tested on a sample of the population. The principles on which a particular subject is based. The theory and practice of language teaching. This is your chance to put theory into practice. Literary theory. An opinion or idea that somebody believes is true, but that is not proved. Theories abound about what happened. Here's my theory on how the story's going to end. I don't subscribe to the theory that all Hollywood audiences want a happy ending.
Thinking. Thinking. Thinking.
The process of thinking about something. I had to do some quick thinking. She believes in encouraging creative thinking in the classroom. He had some serious thinking to do. Ideas or opinions about something. What is the current thinking on this question? I disagree with that kind of thinking. She explained the thinking behind the campaign. Intelligent and able to think seriously about things. The Thinking Woman's magazine. Thinking people agreed on the need for radical reform. Any thinking individual can see the flaw in this argument.
Thought. Thought. Thought.
Something that you think of or remember. I couldn't bear the thought of waiting any longer. The very thought of it makes me feel sick. I don't like the thought of you walking home alone. A person's mind and all the ideas that they have in it when they are thinking. This is the time of year when our thoughts turn to summer holidays. You are always in my thoughts. The act of thinking seriously and carefully about something. I've given the matter careful thought. We need to put some thought into how to solve this problem. Not enough thought has gone into this essay.
Understanding. Understanding. Understanding.
The knowledge that somebody has about a particular subject or situation. Students will gain a broad understanding of the workings of Parliament. a deep, clear understanding of something. Union said her comments showed a complete lack of understanding of what the civil service does. The ability to understand why people behave in a particular way and to forgive them when they do something wrong. Organizers of the rally say they want to promote understanding, tolerance, and open-mindedness. These efforts would foster mutual understanding and respect for different values. We must tackle the problem with sympathy and understanding. An informal agreement. We finally came to an understanding about what hours we would work. We have this understanding that nobody talks about work over lunch. I think I've reached an understanding with my mother. Showing sympathy for other people's problems and being willing to forgive them when they do something wrong. She has very understanding parents.